All right, guys, today we have a very, 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 very special car. If you're into Holdens, you might already know, well, you probably saw the thumbnail. There's no hiding what this is. This is a VK Group A SS, one of the rarest, most valuable VKs ever. It is crazy rare. Now, this one has 51,000 kilometers. There's our SS badging. Group A. This one is build number 18 HDT Momo steering wheel, as you can see there. And this one is the 4-speed M21 manual. And this car has a few little goodies, which this is all of the production numbers and what they all, what happened to them all and all that stuff. We've got all the original manual there, which is cool. It's got all of its Patterson, Cheney, Holden. All of the books and everything are in there. And guys, this car is just very, very special. And we'll go into why when we take it for a drive. But before we do that, let's have a look at the outside. As we close this, this is, there she is, guys. There is our VK Group. If you're not from Australia, this car is very, very special. So it is part of the homologation, cars, which means that this car had to be made for Holden to race it at Bathurst, which we can see it there, and for it to race, at all against Ford. So there was 500 of these made. One has been made by the Holden dealer team, HDT, and with Peter Brock's help. And even if we have a look at some of the original marketing material, which we're lucky enough to have, there we see Peter Brock. There's only 500 made, and Peter Brock already has his. There it is. So this is the car that I was talking about that needed to be made for the racing, and this is the car that the road saw. And here is the 4.9 litre that we just talked about, guys. This is a crazy rare car. If we have a look there, there's our HCT badges, and I mean, I love this. That's great. And the mobile sport thing. See that big Rochester carburetor there, the 4-barrel. Beautiful, beautiful looking engine bay. And the most important thing is that it's still the original motor. All right, guys, now we're in the VK, and we're going to just take it for a drive. Bit of getting used to. My very first thoughts are that the clutch is very, very heavy. It really is. I don't know if I've driven a Commodore from this age with this low kilometers either, but man, it drives good. It is very, very smooth, very comfortable. I believe it has Bilstein suspension as well, so it is a little bit stiffer than a normal VK. Guys, this is one of the most important cars in Holden history. There is so many of these made as copies, as fakes, and to be able to be lucky enough to drive a genuine one is very, very special, guys. Like, this is an incredible piece of Holden history. And when Peter Brock, the cars that come after this, Peter Brock's relationship with Holden started to be strained a little bit. So this is where they were, everything was running at their absolute best. It's a very, very special car, and yeah, I'm very lucky to be able to drive one. But yeah, 196 kilowatts, in the mid 80s, that's a lot. 412 newton meters of torque. I will, do one little highway sort of pull, but it's actually a lot faster than I probably expected. It goes pretty good, if I'm honest. A lot quicker than I think the VL that come after this. Not the Walkinshaw, sorry, the Calais Sport, the HTT Calais Sport that I had on. But in terms of version of the Walkie, feels very similar. So the 4-speed as well feels great. This gear knob is really cool with the HTT logo on it. This Momo wheel, I mean, guys, this is a halo car. This is a dream car for a lot of people. And man, it's cool. I have to admit as well, I did struggle the first time that I went to drive it. I just wasn't filming because I was with the owner. It's actually a little bit tricky. So used to it. I've got a Hyundai on test at the moment, and that car, I mean, obviously the clutch in that car is like butter. So when I you know, when to put my foot in this car. Didn't really, yeah, really struggled with that. What an experience. Wow. We won't. But yeah, very, very special, very rare and expensive piece of history, this car. And again, the homologation cars, if you're not familiar with that, what happens is Holden and Ford or whoever is racing, they need to build 500 of these in road going spec so that they can race them in the Group A racing. And this car was detuned from the old 5 litres to 4.9 litres so that it could race in a lower weight class. And because of that, it won. It did very, very well. 502 of these made, or 500, 502, doesn't seems to be a bit of up in the air, but either way, it's around that number. And Peter Brock had build number 5, obviously representing, you know, his racing number. And other than that, it's a very, very special car. I mean, it gets lots of attention, lots of looks. They were all manual, they were all blue, and I think of the 25 of the first 50 made were sent to New Zealand, and then the last 50 made were the Group 3, so they're a little bit different too. They've got side skirts and a few minor styling changes. This one has those white wheels that I showed you earlier, but you could also get them in silver. But in terms of driving, it's very comfortable. Like I said, it's great to be able to experience one stock. It's probably not as loud as I expected, if I'm honest. But again, the thing that makes this particular model special is the fact that it has not been modified at all. There are no like seriously guys, nothing has been modified to this. Standard exhaust, standard suspension, standard everything. And for an owner to have it for more than 30 years and do that, I mean, that's a dedication. It's a very, very special car. And I also mentioned in my proper overview that these are not like a lot of other Holdens that I've had on my channel. Some of them have always been, you know, at some point worth nothing. That's not the case with this car. Even in the, you know, early 90s, these were still pulling high 20s, low 30s, and that was, you know, sort of, you know, you get a house for that. Oh, probably, definitely a block of land. The other thing I wanted to mention is this is actually based on the Executive, and that's why we've got power windows. So some of the other cars like the Walkinshaw were based on the Bellina or Calais. Bellina, I believe it was. So they have power windows and cruise control. Yeah, we don't have any of that. We've got no creature comforts, just a manual M21 and a Holden 5 litre or 4.9 litre. I thought I would not love it as much as the 5-speed, obviously being a 4-speed, but no, I really like it. God, it actually goes really well. For 0 to, so this car makes 194 kilowatts from factory, 412 Newton meters of torque. Again, from 1985, guys, that's pretty impressive. 4-barrel Rochester, I think it is, Rochester carburetor. It actually goes really well. I'm surprised, if I'm honest. I hope that's not insulting, but you know, a lot of the Holden 5 litres, I love them to death. They're my favourite engine, but usually in standard form, they're not going to break your neck in terms of speed. So this is actually pretty quick. Probably one of the quicker standard 5 litres or standard that I've driven. I love the square dials. It's, you know, it's done very few Ks, this car. I love the steering wheel, just everything. Oh, the shield seats as well, I haven't mentioned those. They're really hug you. They really hold you in one spot. So we'll go around this roundabout and I'll give it a bit of a squirt on the way back. So really, you guys saw there from second gear, man, it really starts to pull. This feels actually quick. I'm genuinely surprised by how much balls that has. Yeah, wow. Okay, so I think 0 to 100 is about 6.9 seconds, which is very quick for the time. What a beautiful... Oh, yeah, that has really surprised me. Guys, I have to be honest, this is very fun to drive. It's very, very good fun. I can definitely see the appeal and why anyone would want one of these. What a beautiful classic car, and it's got enough balls to back it up. Hope you guys enjoy this. I mean, what a day trying something like this and getting to spend some time with a real Australian motoring icon. I probably made this a little bit more emotional than facts and figures, but it's hard to separate that sometimes when you've got a car that's as rare and as good as this one. Frankly, it's really very, very exciting and almost overwhelming. So hope you guys enjoyed, and if you guys like your car on the channel, then please feel free to get in touch on email or Instagram or whatever. But if not, that's cool as well. Otherwise, thank you guys for liking, following along, subscribing. I really, really do appreciate it.